Henry Ford, the farm boy who started from scratch, revolutionized the automotive industry and positioned himself as the most influential entrepreneur of the 20th century, amassing a fortune of around $199 billion. Coming from extraordinarily humble origins and facing notable economic hardships during his childhood, Henry Ford turned these challenges into a powerful source of motivation. His relentless ingenuity not only allowed him to pursue his passion, but also to materialize it, building not only cars that traverse the world, but also tractors, trucks, and even airplanes. In today's video, we will delve into the captivating life of Henry Ford, exploring from his modest beginnings to the keys that led him to the pinnacle of his business career, establishing him as one of the most influential men in the global automotive industry. Henry Ford was born on July 30, 1863, in Dearborn, Michigan, into an extremely humble family from a rural area west of Detroit. Much of his childhood was spent on the family farm, and from an early age, he showed a remarkable interest in mechanics and engineering. Due to the lack of economic resources in his home, Henry had to start working at a very young age, contributing to the family's livelihood by engaging in agricultural labor. At the age of 10, he was fascinated when he first witnessed a stationary steam engine used to assist in farm tasks where he worked. This experience convinced him that the future was irrevocably linked to the world of engines. In 1879, at the age of 16, Ford left his home and family in search of new opportunities for his life. He found employment as an apprentice machinist at James F. Flower & Bros. And Detroit Dry Dock Co., where he gained skills in repairing and maintaining machinery and began experimenting for the first time with steam engines. 3 years later, in 1882, after acquiring extensive knowledge in his job, he decided to return to the family farm. There, he took responsibility for operating a portable steam engine from the Westinghouse brand. His expertise in this field was such that the company itself hired him to service users of their steam engines. At this crucial moment in his life, Henry Ford not only found a companion, but also a passionate ally and advocate for equality in Clara Bryant. On April 11, 1888, at the age of 25, Henry joined his fate with Clara, a 22-year-old with a bold vision. Clara not only shared her life, but also became the pillar that supported Henry's dreams and challenges. Their marriage, forged at the dawn of the 19th century, withstood the test of time, extending over decades. During this period, their love not only flourished, but also bore fruit in the form of a son, Edsel Ford, who would later play a crucial role in his father's automotive empire. Beyond being the wife of a visionary, Clara also left her mark on history as a key influence in Henry Ford's labor policies. As an activist and suffragist, she tirelessly advocated for fair working conditions, contributing to her husband's philanthropic vision. Their relationship, though not without challenges, was an alliance that courageously faced the ups and downs, not only of life, but also of business. In 1891, Henry Ford's life took a significant turn. He managed to get a job as an engineer at the Edison Company, and by 1893, he was already in the position of chief engineer. This promotion allowed him to dedicate more time and resources to one of his great passions, experimenting with gasoline engines. His initial tests culminated in 1896 when he invented his first self-propelled vehicle, which he called the quadricycle. On June 4th of that same year, he successfully tested it. With a deep conviction in the future of his projects, in 1899, Henry Ford joined other inventors to found the Detroit Automobile Company. However, his research-focused approach and perfectionism led the company to bankruptcy. At this crucial point, along with other inventors, he founded the Henry Ford Company. Here, Ford prioritized his passion for racing cars and competitions. On October 10, 1901, he personally drove one of his vehicles, achieving a victory against the also industrial engineer, designer, and inventor, Alexander Winton. The following year, Ford continued perfecting his racing car prototype, deviating from the company's main goal of manufacturing a vehicle for public sale. This dedication led to disagreements with his partners, who, without consulting him, hired engineer Henry M. Leland. This situation prompted Ford's immediate resignation, as he was unwilling to submit to anyone else's orders. This event marked the end of the Henry Ford Company, plunging Ford into frustration and the determination never to surrender to decisions that did not align with his vision. June 16, 1903, marked a historic moment when Henry Ford, accompanied by 11 visionary investors, including the Dodge brothers, turned his dream into reality by founding the Ford Motor Company. In its beginnings, the company had an incomplete prototype, created in collaboration with engineer Child Harold Willis. In an era when cars were considered almost works of art, handmade and targeted at a wealthy elite, Ford's vision differed from the Dodge's, who sought a luxurious model. Nevertheless, guided by his innovative spirit, Ford chose to create a simple, popular, and affordable car for the average American family. The turning point in Ford's business success came when he visited slaughterhouses in Cincinnati and Chicago, where he discovered the innovation of the assembly line. Inspired, he conceived the idea that cars could move along the assembly line during production, allowing each worker to participate in the assembly without changing positions. This breakthrough proved to be an exceptional achievement. However, to keep the factory running smoothly, Ford needed to increase the workforce and cover all shifts. To address this challenge, he implemented the strategy of doubling wages, thus attracting skilled workers and surprisingly reducing production costs. There was a setback when shareholders observed a significant increase in profits and demanded the distribution of dividends. Despite this, Ford, who preferred to reinvest profits in improving the factory, made a radical decision. He bought all the shares and expelled the majority of shareholders from the company, leaving it in the hands of his wife, his son, and himself. When the Ford Model T triumphantly rolled off the assembly line in 1908, Henry Ford had already perfected his approach to efficient production for years. Inspired by the principles of Taylorism proposed by engineer Frederick Taylor, Ford revolutionized manufacturing by dividing tasks and timing operations, optimizing the work of each individual. The Model T, known as the car of the people, was the result of Ford's tireless perseverance, launched in 1908 and produced until 1927. This innovative car, the first mass-produced through a moving assembly line, allowed the company to produce affordable vehicles in massive quantities. Designed to be simple and easy to handle, with a steel body and a 4-cylinder engine, the Model T pioneered by offering a 2-speed transmission and brakes on all 4 wheels. Its success was overwhelming, generating massive demand and catapulting the expansion of the Ford Motor Company. With over 15 million units produced worldwide, the Model T democratized automobiles, transforming mobility for the working class. In addition, the Model T was a precursor by introducing a variety of colors, although initially only available in black due to efficiency in the assembly line. In summary, the Ford Model T was not only a revolutionary car that redefined the driving and traveling experience, but also paved the way for worldwide mass production, leaving an indelible mark on automotive and social history. After a powerful start in the market and with significant profits in the United States, the Ford Motor Company began its international expansion while maintaining its successful moving assembly line production model. Opening factories in Europe, Asia, South America, and Africa became a reality. Additionally, in 1929, Ford managed to conquer a large part of the Canadian automotive market, becoming the leading car producer in Canada. Simultaneously, as car sales revenues increased, Henry Ford noticed a growing demand for agricultural machinery. In response, he founded the Fordson Tractor Company in 1917, a subsidiary of the Ford Motor Company dedicated to the production of agricultural tractors. The first Fordson tractor, based on the design of the Irish tractor by Harry Ferguson, was an immediate success due to its affordable price and reliability. It was the first mass-produced tractor using the moving assembly line, allowing for faster and more efficient production. During the 1920s and 1930s, the Fordson Tractor Company became the leading tractor manufacturer in the United States, with a market share exceeding 50%. In 1928, they launched the Fordson Model F, which became one of the most popular tractors in history. In addition to venturing into agricultural machinery, Henry Ford entered the aviation industry in 1925 by founding the Ford Airplane Company. This company was created to design and build airplanes, subsidized by his successful automotive company. The first plane produced by the Ford Airplane Company was the Ford Trimotor, which became one of the most popular planes of the 1920s and 1930s. It stood out for being the first commercial plane with an all-metal construction, making it stronger and safer. The company also focused on developing advanced technologies for aviation, including high-power engines and navigation systems. Despite initial success, the Ford Airplane Company faced financial difficulties in the 1930s and closed in 1933 due to the Great Depression. However, the planes produced by the company, such as the Trimotor, remain highly valued today as outstanding examples of engineering and mass production from that era. Henry Ford was not only a pioneer in creating affordable cars for the working class, but also cared about the well-being of his employees. In 1914, he introduced a minimum wage of $5 per day, more than double the industry average at that time. This measure not only improved the quality of life for workers, but also increased productivity and efficiency on the production line. Despite criticism for his political positions and the lack of diversity in his company, Henry Ford's impact on the automotive industry and how we treat workers remains relevant today. His story is a lesson on how a leader can make a difference in people's lives and in the way we do business. Over the years, the Ford Motor Company has continued its expansion and diversification through the acquisition of other automotive companies and brands, including Jaguar, Land Rover, and Volvo. It has also made significant investments in the research and development of advanced automotive technologies, such as electric propulsion and autonomous driving. Today, Ford stands out as one of the leading automotive companies globally, with a presence in almost every market. The company has undergone notable changes in recent years, including the discontinuation of some car models and a greater focus on electric and autonomous vehicles. Regarding autonomous vehicles, Ford has dedicated several years to the development of autonomous driving technology and has invested in various companies specialized in this field. In 2021, the company announced exciting plans to launch a commercial autonomous transport service in 2022. In addition to its main focus on cars, Ford has a prominent presence in the truck and commercial vehicle market. It has also ventured into the field of mobility through the acquisition of various ride-sharing companies, demonstrating a commitment to connected vehicle technologies. These advancements reflect Ford's constant effort to stay at the forefront of innovation in the automotive industry. The company's vision goes beyond simply manufacturing vehicles, aiming to lead in the creation of advanced mobility solutions that define the future of transportation. In summary, Ford's history is a testimony to constant evolution and adaptation to changes in the automotive industry and consumer demands. The company has led significant investments in innovative technologies, spanning from electric and autonomous vehicles to connected solutions. Moreover, it has expanded its influence in additional markets, including trucks and mobility, establishing itself as a benchmark for versatility and foresight in the ever-changing automotive landscape. And that concludes today's video. We invite you to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with your friends and family. See you in the next video. Goodbye.